What are we doing again? What's the adventure? Where are you guys?
New Zealand.
Oh, right. Right. You're chasing Vector in the hallowed island of New Zealand.
We're actually doing a tabletop version of What We Do in the Shadows.
Interesting.
Don't know that one.
You've never watched What We Do in the Shadows?
Nope. Is it like a show all about shadow puppets?
Nope.
It's a mockumentary by the same director as Thor Ragnarok.
Yep. It's real good.
Oh.
About vampires in New Zealand.
Oh, I should watch
Yeah,
it then.
he also
Though
stars
I still
in there.
think a 2-hour movie about shadow puppets would be just as cool.
Look, they are making a TV show based off of it, so maybe pitch that idea to them.
Right.
All right, anyways, we are live. I have tweeted.
Woo.
So, my job is done.
No, you still have a job.
What's my job?
Player.
Fine, I guess.
If I must.
If I must.
So, hello everyone. Welcome back to 3 Galaxies. When last we left, our fateful party was trying to deposit a lot of money for safety and to earn interest. Except that there's no interest earned in this bank. They just take a flat fee anytime you try and withdraw it.
Yep,
So,
that
good
seems
bank
like
sure
a
is
little
a
bit of a scam.
Actually,
Yep.
no. It's even slightly worse than that. Actually, it is they take that fee when you deposit it. Most banks take it when you draw it, but this fee likes to get theirs. And they're very
Upfront.
though. On the other hand, Lucas, as you saw, they are probably one of the most safely guarded banks in 3 Galaxies. So at least you are getting what you pay for. You would think. But you guys are basically trying to track down a possible advantage to use against Vector. It's very unsure. It's very nebulous. You're not really sure what you're. I mean, I'm curious to know what you guys as players think you're looking for. What you think you're going to find, or what you're hoping.
Sorry.
My thought was just it's kind of connecting dots that are probably not there, but probably a connection to that wolfen that was in his locket, or at least someone he cares about.
Probably someone he cares about.
All right.
Because if it was someone he owed money to, there would be probably increases in the amount of money as extortion and blackmail continues.
That's actually a pretty astute observation. Sure. So it's a very fair assumption that you might be finding a leverage or something to use against Vector, and that's a very good thing to have because right now Vector has been incredibly elusive as a person. And you have followed the money, quite literally, to a bank in the free trade zone of Center called Red Lion Bank, which is one of the most elite banks in the Galaxies. And you've arrived about 6 days early in an attempt to, or you did arrive about 6 days early in an attempt to kind of scout things out, to see what the lay of the land is and what you're up against. And you actually ended up opening up an account, Lucas did in particular, by playing a fresh, passionate, young entrepreneur of some sorts. And I say of sorts because he sure wasn't very clear on that. But he flashed the money and they opened up, and you guys now have $10 million housed within the hallowed halls of the Red Lion Bank. And you would think, it'd be fair to think, access to that bank whenever you need it. So, in light of that, you are preparing to be there on the day that the money is supposed to be withdrawn, in hopes of following whatever happens there to the next link in this chain, so to speak. And I believe you guys were making preparations for that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I believe Anna, you were giving out your ears to someone else.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna go at least buy another set of at least the amplified hearing one.
Sure, makes sense. They are not hard to find on Center, certainly.
This is where I
and I'd
got them in
say
the first place, anyways.
perfect. You're able to pick up a second pair. Like I said, you have 6 days. And I was going to start with very quickly, because I think we may have covered this. We may have not. So I'm just going to cover it really quickly. Is there anything in particular that you guys would do of note during the 6 days? I assume, I know you guys already decided that you're going to stay on Center. There's no point in trying to get back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
The station center.
We did a few RP things at the very end of last session, saying what we do.
Good. Okay, I did remember that. I thought it might have all been a dream or something, but seriously, because I was really tired, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we did, but it would not be the first time about me dreaming about things in a session that never took place.
Mm-hmm.
So, important things to note, because what you guys are trying to do could be complicated or difficult. What are you guys taking with you in the ways of weapons, armor, items that may help you in some way, shape, or form?
First, real quick, did we still want to put Kid in a baby pouch and have Lucas walk in with them?
Oh my god.
Do you still want to do that?
Is that even a fucking question?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, awesome, amazing. This is canon. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to need to buy one of those. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I don't know.
This the amplified hearing.
Oh god.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's on discount.
And what's a flea market?
You can go to several pet shops and pick up a pouch like that for about 60 credits, 120 credits if you want one that's comfortable. You know, like has fur lining and it's not hard on the joints.
That'd be so hard to clean, whether it was a pet or a baby.
Maybe fur is not the right item to use for that. Maybe more like satin or linen, like a soft material.
Fleece?
Maybe?
Yeah, like a fleece?
Sure.
Yeah, fleece.
I don't know these things. Look, I have a dog, but I've never tried to put him in a backpack before, so...
I
should try this.
Yeah, I should try that next time.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so... I don't know. We're using this once, hopefully.
It'll be fine.
Just once. I thought that was going to be like default, like Lucas just carries around Kid.
Oh my god!
Just imagine,
fucking mind.
When there's a fight, you can just unleash Kid.
I mean, you can flip out whenever you want too, so it's not even like you have to worry.
Like you use it as like intimidation, like don't make me open this carrier.
Just see eyes glowing from behind the bars.
No, okay, imagine the intimidation. I know we're going off track. Of just like, of that, and then you do open the crate, and then there's nothing in there because Kid flooped behind you.
Oh my god.
In any case, yes, you can have that. I believe Lucas is going to go in. Kid's going to go in with them as their quite literal pet.
It was only a matter of time, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And Anna and Isaac will be waiting nearby somewhere?
Yeah, well, I can't go in, even though I am going to buy a wig, just to be on the safe side.
Missed on that one. Yeah.
Just going to buy a wig to be on the safe side.
Sure. Fair enough. I see the wig. Nice wig.
So
you're back to long hair.
The same thing that you had before you chopped off all your hair.
It's a different color. Well, I can't use the blonde wig anymore because I don't know, they might know that because of the heist.
Isn't that from like a completely different area, though?
No,
it was
that was in the future.
Oh, security guards talk. I'm just gonna say that.
They
Alright.
talked to the people in the past.
Word gets around. There's a security guard union like you would not believe.
Mhm.
No, honestly, you'd probably be safe wearing that here. Because technically, you haven't worn it yet.
Yes, I have.
No.
I wore it with
Oh,
the
no.
other heist as well.
Yeah, over on
To
Noble.
That
get the
was-
jewelry.
But that was in the future. So
No, that wasn't.
technically.
No, that one was this one. I've worn
was
it in 2
Noble
different
Station.
Not the vault heist. The
Noble
yeah,
Station.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Noble
was
Station.
initially thinking the vault heist, but I've also wore it with the jewelry heist as well.
Well, I would say realistically, it's probably a fair bet that the guards on Noble Station don't get around so much that they have time to randomly drop your description to the guards at Red Lion Bank on Center.
You
That's a fair
never know.
assumption. It's true. It's true.
This is the paranoid character.
And if this is one of the best banks in the Galaxies, maybe they do business with the Noble family. You don't know.
Hmm. I don't know why you're stopping me from buying a wig.
I am not stopping you at all. I think it's a lovely wig.
Isaac
So,
will get a
Mhm.
wig too. He's going to be a redhead
okay.
and have
Like
short
Carrot Top?
hair. No.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be a redhead.
Gotcha.
Like a ginger. And he's going to get dye for his eyebrows.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Temporary, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah, don't do
in-
permanent again.
What about any other useful items? Obviously, the hearing aids, the carrier, the wigs. Any other items? And what about armor and weapons? What are you guys taking with?
I am going to take. Yeah, that's kind of actually similar
Oh,
to what I was
please
thinking.
no.
I'm taking no weapons because it's fine. I have psychics. I'm taking no armor because that's fine. I guess we're not planning on like getting into heavy combat. Like we're not going into the vault, are we?
No.
Well, no. So to be clear, you are planning on following someone somewhere to something. That is literally all that you know that you're trying to do.
Yeah. For the most part, this is probably going to have, if everything goes right, this is actually going to have a pretty anticlimactic ending for this
Correct.
little event.
Correct.
Probably.
But and I think it's fair to say as a GM, if this doesn't go perfectly, it might not have an anticlimactic ending. You honestly have no idea where you're going or who you're following. I am not trying too hard to influence you, but I think it's fair to say that your characters would consider these facts.
How common is it for people to be wearing armor in
In
that
Center,
area?
fairly common actually.
Okay.
Especially in the free trade zone, you've got because that's like the high end markets and financial district. You've got security guards walking around in full armor. You've got private security, bodyguards, just people in general that walk around in full armor. It's not very unusual. Most of the time, they'd have maybe like their helmet off or something, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not something where people would really blink that much of an eye.
If that's the case, I'm just gonna wear the casual half suit. Basically looks like a sharp black suit, but it has the polymer wave from the future.
Mm-hmm. Oh
AC,
yeah, you mean the cool one you got from the CDC?
Yeah. AC 12 plus dex was what I think. we
Right,
talked
which
about. Yeah.
correct. Yes, and gives you so that you're not vulnerable to high impact damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll bring, and I guess I'll bring a pair of gun blades, but I'm probably not going to use them. Actually, no.
Sure.
If I'm wearing a suit, probably wouldn't be the best idea. I just won't bring any weapons. I'll use psychics.
Tiny gun.
I didn't make
Lady
the
gun.
tiny gun yet.
I know. Okay, fair enough. What about everyone else?
I'll just wear like a light combat armor that's like black, so nothing too flashy.
Sure. So in that case, I would say it'd probably be the same as Isaac's DC 12 plus Dex and removes your vulnerability to high impact.
Okay.
Kid, you don't. I mean, it's not as necessary for you, especially since you're in a
Kid
berry
is
carrier.
a-
I will say this: since you're in a carrier that's designed to be a pet, I will tell you that pets don't normally wear body armor.
Oh, too bad we don't have that thing from Black Panther as like a pet color.
Maybe like ugly Christmas sweaters, but body armor, not so much. That said, kid, you are never vulnerable to high impact damage anyway, because you're a monster. That's a very special, fun monster. Lucas, well, no, but here's still a fair question. What about weapons or other items?
Was that last bit to me or to Lucas?
Lucas.
No, that was to you.
Oh.
Oops. Yeah, no. Kid is bringing kid.
Gotcha. Okay. Then last but not least, Lucas, what about you, sir?
All right. I'm going to wear the clown suit. It's going to be very important. I'm very protected.
Yes, you are. Did we come up with a DC for the clown suit? It's the
I don't
clown
think
suit's heavy
so.
armor. We're talking about the heavy armor, right? It looks like a clown.
That's the one. All right. I'm
Okay.
also going to bring the
So
rocket staff and my mega damage railgun. I think some shit's going to go down.
are you serious?
No.
I just imagine you walking into the bank like that with kid. He looks even smaller. Strapped. Okay, no, but seriously, what are you planning?
All right.
Thinking?
Not really much of anything. I can't bring majority of my weaponry. Even if I would, I'm not quite sure if I would even try.
Right.
I can't wear, like, I could wear armor, but I'm not going to.
Right.
Just so like they're immediately apparent and doesn't look like I'm heavily suspicious. So let's see, what would I do? I guess I would just bring knickknacks. Let's see. Bring kid.
Right. That's a good weapon to bring.
It's a saddle. It's a carrier really. The usual getup of the character that I made for this particular thing. Gems, I think, was the thing. Jewelries.
Sure.
Jewels. Is there anything else? Anyone else who want to put in something in Lucas's pockets? Remove the drugs. No drugs.
Don't have inventory space for this.
Gotcha. Well, and that's plenty fair. I mean, new magic users have ways to defend yourself either way. So, a fair assessment. Are you still wearing the same kind of gangster outfit? Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm still wearing the same outfit. I probably didn't explain that very well. I'm wearing the same outfit. I'm making sure that I bring my big bulky headset and the hearing things.
Gotcha. Right. Gotcha.
That's all of the things.
Okay.
Is this a place where we're allowed guns or no?
Perfect.
Yeah.
What?
So you mean like the station itself?
We are allowed SDC guns.
Okay.
No, in center you're allowed MDC or high explosives.
Really? I thought
most spaceports you're only allowed SDC. When you first went to center, you were only allowed SDC because there had just been a massive explosion that breached the outer hull of center, which was a very unusual event, so they had a heightened security. But typically, and every time since then, you are allowed to bring MDC weapons because on average, even big MDC weapons would not put a hole in the walls of center. But because we've run into that confusion before. The first time you were here, it was SDC only because the security was heightened for that visit.
All right, that's fine. I just keep remembering that one point. Whoops.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a big thing. You guys spent a long time there. That first visit was probably your longest visit, so it's fair to say that. So we will say it is the morning of the 6th day. You know that the pickup, whatever it is generally made around 11 a.m. in the morning. When do you guys want to arrive?
Can you repeat those times again? Sorry.
11 a.m. is when the pickup is usually made, almost on the dot.
Want to mosey on in at 10:50, or do you want more time?
We might want to stagger in at like different times too.
I would suggest coming in like at least a half an hour early, if not a little bit more.
Sure.
Um,
Like I thought most of us were gonna wait outside and have Lucas just go in with Kid.
Yeah, so like Anna and Isaac can show up a little earlier, and then Lucas can show up last. Lucas and
Oh,
Kid
yeah.
can show up last.
Yeah, we can do that. So Isaac goes there an hour early at 10 o'clock. Anna shows up at 10:30, and then Lucas shows up at 10:50. Sound good?
I think you keep your time, move Lucas up a little earlier because he could probably buy time in that kind of place, and then I'll show up before Isaac,
Oh, okay. So
like
Lucas
maybe an hour
10:30.
before Isaac.
Okay. So Anna there at
Piph?
9.
Piph, you have any ideas or?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So yeah, and Anna 9, Isaac 10, Lucas 10:30.
Sure. So you would have noticed this last time as well. There is about 2 blocks catty corner to the bank. There is a small cafe with chairs outside that you could sit down at if you wanted. You'd have a clear view of the front of the bank. Other than that, though, like last time, you'd kind of have to try and just hang out in between buildings and do your best not to be noticed. Though it's not. This isn't. It's a financial district. People are always moving to and fro, but people generally aren't just standing around.
I'm okay with being the one that's constantly moving.
Okay, so you will just constantly kind of casually follow the crowd back and
Well,
forth.
Which one? Okay, which one do you guys think would be less suspicious constantly moving? The person in armor or the person in the suit?
As far as I know, this place is extremely strange to begin with, and there's a lot of colorful characters. I think they have equal parts, really.
Okay.
That is very true. There's all race, species, colors. It's very, very diverse. Whoop. Hey, my phone's going off. Oh. Do you guys mind if I get about 30 seconds? I gotta go start the washing machine.
Go
Okay.
for it.
I set a reminder for myself because I thought I might forget. Guess what? I forgot.
Good job.
I'll be right back.
Run, flee.
Okay. Although I guess the other argument is Anna's the one with the amplified hearing, so she might have walked away at a time where she would need it to be close. Unless we give Isaac the amplified hearing.
I have a set of amplified hearing as well.
Okay. Oh, then yes, Anna. Let's just have Anna be the one walking around and Isaac be the one sitting at the cafe.
I did it. I'm a good hubby.
Good job.
Thank you.
Isaac will eat some pie.
Ooh.
Yes.
What kind of... Okay, let's see, this is very important for the future of your character. What kind of pie?
What is available, Squee?
Well, sir, we have a very fine collection of cheesecake.
Immediately give me, like, half a cheesecake.
You look up, it just says, like, the cafe just says cheesecake. All they have on the menu is just cheesecake.
I mean, I want to go there.
I mean, yeah, I want to go there too. Jeez.
God, I really want cheesecake now.
Yeah.
You're for 20 credits, you are given a slice of cheesecake.
Fantastic.
And if you want something to wash it down with, say, milk, coffee, etc., that'd be another 5 credit.
Sure thing.
Expensive. But hey, it's where you are.
It's no big deal.
All right, so you have that. You eat your cheesecake. It is not incredibly crowded this day. Not 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is everyone's at work. No one's at lunch yet, or 10:30 a.m. Where you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
People are walking back and forth. It's steady, but it's not crowded, and things seem very peaceful. In fact, there's some it looks like light jazz playing on the balcony of the diner, which is very nice, very relaxing. And Anna, you're moving back and forth. It's very quiet, other than some sort of, there's like a white noise type of hum to the den of the city. But other than that, it's just a very peaceful day. The ceiling high above you, I think probably about 200 feet up above you, does have these fluorescent lights built into them that are kind of simulating daylight. Nothing like level 1, where level 1 is designed to fully replicate daylight and night cycles, but this does have lights up above that filter a daylight-like light down upon the buildings below you. And then what time is Lucas and Kid arriving?
10:30.
Yep.
Okay. So Lucas and Kid begin walking down the street, because you have to make it look like you were just walking. You can't just appear suddenly. So you're walking down the street, Lucas, with your big headphones and your Kid strapped to your chest. Kid, I imagine Kid's just like limp noodle. Is that correct?
Pretty much, just like face totally. They just look bored out of their mind and vaguely irritated.
His legs and arms dangling, completely limp, as Isaac walks down the street. A lot of people turn and stare. One person stops and goes, "Oh my God, they're adorable!" and reaches out to like scratch Kid behind the ear.
Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. This one bites a little.
Kid opens their mouth threateningly at their finger.
Oh, that's so irresponsible. You should put a muzzle on that thing then.
It's strapped to my body. I don't know how more responsible I need to be.
If you keep your hand away from its face, you should be fine.
The person just walks away. Good response.
Oh, the perfect response. Thank you.
And you continue making your way to the Red Lion Bank. Isaac and Anna, you see them. Lucas bebopping down the street. Kid kind of bouncing limply. You make your way to Red Lion Bank and you open the door, and it's two guards. One, Lucas, you remember from before. The other one you don't recognize. And the one you don't recognize goes, "Oh, sir, this is a non-pet establishment. I think that..." The other goes, "Dude, that was the guy I was telling you about, man."
What was that?
Nothing.
You telling me
nothing.
I ain't welcome here?
No, of course not, sir. It is good to see you again. I hope you remember me. I was the guard that you met last time.
Oh yes, I
and
do
the other
remember
guard's
him.
like, "But I..." and he gets like an elbow. "Shut up. It's the guy." And he goes, "Are you here to make a withdrawal, sir?"
"Oh, I got a few questions and things. I'm actually here to put some more things away. If you'd be so kind to grab a gentleman to help me out with this."
"Absolutely, sir." And he
Or
motions
lady,
to the other guard.
Whatever sort of gender it might be, short, tall, I don't really... Actually, it could be any size. I mean, whatever.
Rookie, go get
Feel
someone.
good.
But I said go. And the new guy just like leaves, and you see the door open. And again, when the door opens, you hear the bustle behind in the den of the bank, and then the door shuts again, and there's just silence again. And then you hear like a single clock ticking. Tick, tock, tick. So that's a lovely animal you have there.
Ain't it though?
Kid's just slumped in this fucking carrier, just like staring off into the middle distance.
Like another
Just
10,
looks half dead.
another like 10 seconds pass. Tick, tock, tick. Is it adopted?
Excuse me? Oh, yes, I was adopted. How'd you notice?
No. Oh gosh, sir. No, I meant you're that's wonderful. I hope. No, I meant your pet there were they adopted?
No, it was a natural birth. What?
Oh, you say if this was in the family? No, I definitely got this one at an establishment where I had to use money to obtain this.
Oh, right. Yes. Tick, tock, tick, tock.
If you got any crackers, this one likes those.
One of Kid's ears perks.
Kid, roll me a D100.
Oh my god, yes, please. Give Kid crackers.
14. He goes, actually, my wife usually packs my lunch, and he kind of like ruffles through the bag, and as he's ruffling through it, tick, tock, tick. Yes, and he pulls out like a small pack of packers
Packers.
of a football team just sitting in his pack.
Dang it, you beat me to it.
He has a small pack of crackers, and he takes one out, and he slowly extends it towards Kid and goes, "Here, boy."
As soon as it's like within grabbing distance, Kid's hand just lashes out, snatches it, and it disappears into his mouth.
Oh my! Oh, wow!
Oh yeah!
And like about that time,
barely control itself around crackers.
and then about that time, the door opens up, and the same gentleman who saw to your account before, the short, a slightly overweight, somewhat balding older gentleman with the black suit and glasses comes out. Oh, a pleasure to meet you again, Mr.
What, you don't remember Georges?
Oh, Georges, of course, sir. I very much remember your personality. No, your presence is what I remember.
Indeed.
Nice save.
You got some fine. You should give this man a raise. He's nice.
I will be sure to do that. And he nods. Well, sir, right this way. We don't. And he's looking at Kid. Typically, if it was a service animal, I suppose it'll be fine. Right this way, sir.
Thank you.
Bends so easily.
Sorry, but depositing 10 million credits buys a lot. As a GM, I was thinking maybe they'll drop like $1 million on this. Nope. Straight up 10 mil.
Lucas does like a nice, like in rhythm slide step.
And as you get in the bank, you see there's not a whole lot of people there. There's about maybe 5 customers and about 10 employees. Some of the employees are in the back, kind of grouped up like around a water cooler type thing, talking. And the short man leads you back to his desk and he goes, "So, it was a pleasure to see you, sir. What can I do for you today?"
Lucas goes, "My goodness, sir. Hello, it is nice to meet you. All right. Let's get down to brass tacks, or as I like to say, jewel tacks." He slams down a bag of jewels.
Oh my! And he'll open the bag and look at the jewels, and like lick his lips, and go, that is what did you say you do again, sir?"
I wrote down that paper over there. Remember that?
I believe you were very nondescript.
Extremely.
Yeah.
It basically just says, things.
And he goes, "Oh, right, yes, you wrote it down. Yes, well, you're doing very well for yourself as a." Roll me an insight check. Both of you, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Ultra manure, if you would say.
Is that like an entrepreneur but better?
Kid doesn't know. Kid not paying attention.
Kid's thinking about that last cracker.
Oh,
So
shit.
is Lucas.
It was just like, shit, I wanted one of those crackers.
This guy is hard to read.
Like Lucas is actually trying to read this man.
That's what he's paid for. That's fair. Kid just does one of those old dog long sighs.
Well, in any case, I'm sure we can find a good home for your gyms here, sir. We'll just need to appraise them. I have an appraiser here on site. If you don't mind, go grab him. And
I do have a question before we. How is like this? Isn't them digital numbers? How do you supposed to? How is the transfer of these supposed to be done?
Oh, well, there's two ways you could do it, sir. You could simply keep them in a safety deposit box within our vault, in which case we are acting more as a facilitator or a protector of your funds for a small fee. Or you could deposit them in the bank, in which case we would, for all intents and purposes, purchase them off of you and deposit that sum into your account for an equal value of what the gyms are appraised for. It's like a way to liquidate them, turn them into credits.
Oh, that sounds nice. I do like how these things look, but I am also interested in how much they're worth. Could you get that man for us?
Absolutely. And just let me assure you that he is a third-party individual. To ensure the fairness of the appraisal, we always use third-party licensed appraisers. Just one moment, sir. Is there any sort of refreshment I can have the secretary bring you and your service animal?
Oh, my service animal doesn't drink. But what it does like is crackers. If you got crackers, gosh, does it like those things.
I will see what we can do. And you for yourself, sir?
That stuff last time was a little too dry. Do you got some a bit more on the you got on the more wheat side, more beer? Got anything out there?
I think we have something that'll do nicely, sir. Yes. And he takes his leave and stops to talk to a gentleman behind like a front desk. And that gentleman goes off, and then he goes off towards the back, and you guys are left alone for the moment. What would you guys like to do while you're alone?
Lucas would like to listen into any sort of conversations that might be around.
Okay. Kid?
Real quick, is this like a closed off section? Is this a cubicle?
No, it's more of a cubicle, so you can still hear what's going on around you. In fact, that's one of the interesting things about the bank is Lucas found this out. Once he got past the door, there was certainly less privacy concerns. He could hear several of the customers talking to the bank employees. It seems like it's one of those instances where it's like all the security is getting past that door, and once you're there, if you're to that point, privacy is less of a concern.
Okay. Would Kid be able to like check and see if there are any like just looking around, does it look like there are any cameras in this area?
Well,
or
I would have you roll me a perception check, but I will, because it's a new ability, I will remind you to bring it to your attention. If you so wanted, you now have the ability to spend a few points and give yourself advantage on perception checks by using your animal morphine ability.
Oh shit, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You don't have to use it, but I mean, it's a new ability. It's hard to remember. I thought I'd bring it up for you.
keen senses. Tuesday. Okay, yep. Oh, I will. Whoa, no, stop that. There we go. Okay. Yes, I will. I will do that then. So I will. Wait, no.
Beast Boy. You named it Beast Boy?
Look, man, am I wrong?
Not necessarily.
So yeah, kid's gonna do that, and that adds you gain advantage. Okay.
Yes. So your eyes and ears become slightly larger, your ears grow slightly. Lucas, you see this, like kids' eyes and ears start to grow in size.
As
Well,
if
that
they
one's
weren't
new.
big enough before.
and kid, your eyes what shape have your eyes always been? Like your irises and stuff, are they more cat-like? Are they
Owl kid, Jesus. Pretty much like they are they have like the black what's it called, sclera or whatever, and
Mhm.
then the actual pupil itself is slitted, so it'll dilate like a cat's.
Got you. When you activate this form, your eyes actually take more of a rounded shape of a bird of prey or an eagle or an owl. And you can roll me perception with advantage. And Lucas, I would like you to roll me perception normal. Your earpiece allows you to hear
Are you
any
fucking
conversations in the room.
serious?
That's not horrible. Lucas, go ahead and roll me a perception check as well. Your earpiece will allow you to pick up stuff all over the room.
So just normal?
Yeah, just normal.
Just normal. Just normal.
Oh my god.
Well, on the bright side, that's just one thing. Actually, I had mentioned this in Crimson Throne. I need to mention this here. I've been handling skill checks incorrectly. In 5th edition and in a lot of systems, natural 20s and critical failures only count when it comes to attacking things. They don't count for skill checks because your skill still plays into it. I.e., let's say you have a skill that's +5 or +4, right? And you're trying to do something that's a DC 30. Even if you roll a 20, it's beyond your capabilities. A 20 simply means you at your best. A 1 means you at your worst. But sometimes you at your worst is still pretty good depending on what you're trying to do. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like, for example, if I ask Piph 2 + 2 1,000 times, he's not going to get it wrong. He knows
5.
by heart exactly what happened yesterday. But you see my point, right? So there is no critical failures and there are no critical successes on skill checks. At least for the moment. We can always change that later. But so my point is, just because you rolled a 1 doesn't mean that you didn't notice anything. You still got a 5, which is nothing, right? Kid, yes, you notice cameras everywhere. They're all over the place, covering almost every angle and every direction. You also pick up on the employees at the water cooler. They're talking about some sort of television program that they've been watching, and the other customers. There are 5 customers in here. A elderly woman with looks like was once blonde hair, but maybe it's going gray now. And she's wearing a black dress with a large feather cap. And she is currently depositing what she is very proud to say, her son's inheritance into the bank.
Oh, honey.
Another individual who you can't see from the cubicle, but you saw on the way in, is a man dressed in a very simple, what looks like black and white tuxedo with white gloves. Almost looks like a butler, right? He is sitting down in a chair in a cubicle, unattended, and he has his legs crossed and he has his hands crossed, and he just appears to be sitting, maybe waiting for something. And what you notice is that haven't heard a peep from him. He hasn't talked to anyone. He hasn't said anything. He's just sitting there. And he still is. The other three customers are they are together. They seem to be a group of business partners that are currently signing a contract for a loan from the bank to open some form of business. It's a little nebulous, so not really like that part of the conversation seems to have already passed.
Mm-hmm.
But they are currently signing a very, very large loan contract. Lucas.
Hello.
Yes. You can tell a lot of what Kid picked up, you're picking up as well. You can hear all the conversations. The only trouble you're having is you're having trouble determining which words belong to what conversation. Like, you think maybe those three people are depositing an inheritance, or no, maybe they're doing the business deal, or maybe it was the guy in the back waiting that's doing, you know what I mean? Like, you can hear everything, but you're having trouble kind of placing who's saying what. But you hear the same conversations that Kid hears. And after about 10 minutes, the gentleman with the baldy hair, no, I'm sorry, actually after about 2 minutes, the secretary comes up with a large glass, looks made of crystal, that looks to be filled with foaming beer, a very dark beer, and sets it down in front of you, and has a silver tray on which there are, I mean, maybe they're crackers? They look like incredibly fancy buttered and seasoned oyster crackers, but they're all lined up in like a formation, almost like a checkerboard, like individually placed on the tray. And it's placed in front of the table, in front of Kid, where Kid can barely reach.
Kid looks at the tray and then looks at her.
It's a he, actually.
Oh, him. He looks at the secretary, and it's just a very brief glare.
The secretary's already moved off. He's a very busy man. And it's one of those things like when Lucas leans in to grab the beer, you can get one, but then like if he leans back and he takes a drink or something, it's kind of slightly out of your reach.
As he's pulling away, Kid's fingers wiggle just like,
Yeah, like straining against the, like your claw like touches one and actually like pushes it a little further away. You know, like how your fingertips like just do the opposite of what you wanted.
As Lucas looks down on this and cries.
But doesn't lean forward.
He will scoot the tray a little closer to them and scoot himself in.
Okay, you have no trouble reaching them. And after about 10 minutes or so, the balding man comes back, and he has a very young woman with him. This woman is red hair tied up in a bun behind her head, very tight, like a very tight, like you almost like, God, that has got to give her a headache type of bun. And she's wearing, much like the rest of the bank, she's wearing a white suit, very finely crafted. However, she has a badge or a brooch on her vest that is a symbol of some form of company that you've never seen. Ooh. And she sits down and she goes, "Hello, Mr. Georges. My name is Zun. I am going to be your appraiser for today."
It is very nice to meet you.
As well, you, sir.
He lays out a hand limply towards her.
She takes it and shakes it. Not quite sure if that's what's supposed to happen.
Thank you.
She nods. I was told that you had some gems that you were seeking to deposit.
Yes. And I was told to determine what the value was before I deposited them. Pretty smart choice, I must say.
Yes, of course. And I am, as I'm sure you were told, a third-party consultant with the Resi company. We do business with most of the banks in this area, and we are fully licensed so that you can be sure that we are as unbiased as possible.
Ooh. I will warn you, though, I put one fake one in there.
I see. So it's to be a test. Well, I'm sure that I will be able to meet your expectations today.
Please do.
And she'll take the bag and she'll dump it on the counter and she'll begin inspecting them. It takes her about 15 minutes or so. And she inspects them individually and she goes, I am sorry to inform you, Mr. Georges, but there are no fake gems in this bag. These are all quite real.
Oh, you are good.
Ah, I see. I see. Well, I am prepared to offer a fair value for them. These gems here would equal to about 35,000 credits.
A modest sum, I must say.
Well, it is not for me to pass judgment on it, simply to tell you what they are worth. I am sure Mr. Leold here, and she nods to the man who's technically never given you his name, nods back, and she goes, we'll give you a fair sum for them.
Now,
And it,
I do have a... No, before I do this, a kid had a plus sign.
Yes, kid.
I was actually curious, were these gems that we had taken to someone before to have appraised, or like had them appraised previously?
Nope.
I know Isaac has bought them himself, I think,
correct.
Actually,
that's a fair point. Isaac, do you have the values of those in mind?
They were about 10K, so... but
that... Okay.
No. Hold on. Let me say it.
Sorry.
It was 10K in Zebron units. I'm trying to remember the denomination. I can't remember what it was right
Clicks.
now. Clicks. It was 10K in clicks, so it's about 30 grand here. So okay, you were basically on point.
Okay. I was not sure if I remembered correctly, but good.
Well done.
So yeah, that's what she says. And she says, I'm sure that he will give you a fair deal for them. Are my services needed any further?
I would like to know, because, I mean, these have just been nice to look at. Which one of these would you say is of the highest quality?
Oh, absolutely, sir. It would have to be this ruby here. And she places a deep purple gem back in front of you. It's a very rare style of ruby that has a beautiful purple tint and absolutely no flaws upon it. I would say beyond a doubt that would be the most valuable item here. Some collectors or gem stores might not offer you top dollar for it simply because they wouldn't recognize it. But in terms of a collector's point of view, what you could actually get for this if you sell it to people who actually know and understand jewels, this would give you many times more than almost any other gem here.
Fascinating. I did like that purple one. I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away in this this here gem of yours. I say yours. I feel like it's already been transferred.
Sir, I'm not opposed to tips for my service. And she smiles.
Oh, I see. Is this allowed in this establishment, sir? I didn't want to get anybody in trouble, you see.
Oh, he says, it's not by any means necessary, but it is not uncommon to tip the appraiser once the appraisal has been given. Beforehand, it is considered a bit of a faux pas. After all, we must keep them honest.
I see. He looks over the gems. Now, I'm not the best at appraising myself, but I'm going to pick one that looks good.
Okay. What are you picking?
You say that she had a particular like hair color?
Yeah, she has red hair tied in a tight bun.
Right. Ooh, superior rubies. He'll look over them and go, you know what? I've always heard that sapphires are a girl best friend. And he's going to like just pick one. Roll D4. 1 to 3 is the good ones. 4 is the superior one for sapphire.
Gotcha.
This one.
I see. That is a respectable gem, sir.
Thank you. I thought so.
And what do you do with the gem?
The sapphire. That'll be her tip.
I'm sorry. Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What?
The sapphire will be the tip.
Oh, she'll nod. That is very generous of you, sir. Thank you. Well, I will leave you all to it then. Have a pleasant day.
You as well. Now, what was that service again? I might come across more of these.
Oh, well, you can find us actually up in the first district of Center if you ever need to. We are an appraisal company called Market One.
You got one
And
of those
we can
like little
appraise-
card thingies that you can give out to
Absolutely,
people?
sir. And she hands you like a small chip that you would
Ooh.
like plug into your computer that would throw up an advertisement. And she says, we appraise items of all sorts, including rare items that are somewhat difficult to appraise. And normally, when we're here, the bank covers our fee. But if you were to come find us, we could appraise anything you need for a reasonable cost.
Thank you. And you
And,
have such nice people working for this bank. Should be
And
very proud.
is it fair to say Kid's been eating the crackers this whole time?
Yeah, this whole time they've just kind of been like munching on them, making kind of a weird face, just like this is not a cracker. This doesn't taste like a cracker.
So as she gets up to leave, she pauses and like takes the last cracker and then goes. Now remember, in most civilizations, murder is technically wrong.
So let it be war on you then.
Damn. You'll remember her face.
All right. She walks away, and to cut to it, the manager offers you the exact sum that she appraised him for. Said, so we would give you that exact sum plus 2,000, so we'll say 32,000 total. And we can deposit. I'm sorry, I'm doing that wrong. I'm going to give you 2,000 extra. We would deposit 28,000 credits into your account. And just so you're completely clear, that 28,000 credits would not be subject to our normal fee on top of it. We don't stack charges like that. It would simply be the first 2,000.
I see. Now, what if I were to store this?
If you were to store it, we would hold it for you in our safety deposit box within our vault for a 200 credits a month for our small deposit box.
And I'm assuming these aren't big, right? Like these gems aren't big?
No, sir. You could rent our smallest deposit box and fit it quite nicely in there.
Oh my goodness. I think I like the deposit box because I kind of like these a little. I'm gonna just save them in a nice place, kind of dwell on it a bit, and then probably come back for it. But just in the meantime.
I see. Well, completely understandable. And right about this time, Kid, actually,
Ye-
Kid and Lucas, both of you, roll me another perception check. And Kid, yours is an advantage, of course.
Okay, I was going to say, are my eyes still very big?
Yes, for 1 hour or until you die.
Let's see if I'm deaf. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, not bad at all. Okay.
Much better.
Right about this time, you hear a couple cubicles down from the direction where the man that was sitting there waiting. Sir, your withdrawal is here on time as scheduled. And you hear a very deep voice. Thank you very much, Winston. I appreciate it. Well, same time next month, I suppose. Yes, sir. It's always a pleasure. And then you hear like a shuffling.
Let's see. See if I got that correct. So that was a person coming up saying that the deposit has been transferred, and the other person goes, thanks.
Your
And that
withdrawal
person-
has been right. Your withdrawal has been processed.
And that was, I'm assuming a man walked up to the other person. That's the man walking up was the one who said that.
Correct.
All right.
And there was a shuffling of noises like something was being handed to someone.
Okay.
And Lewin in front of you says, well, sir, would you like to keep it in our deposit box?
Yes, sir.
Well, of course. I can handle the paperwork. I'm sure you're a very busy individual. Just sign here, 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 and here.
Lucas flails out his arm a little bit and then starts scribbling on him.
All right. Kid, you can hear footsteps as the man begins walking out of the bank.
George.
How far away is he/are we from the entrance?
30, 40 feet.
Okay. Kid is going to start wiggling relentlessly and making very grumpy noises.
Looks like this one's getting antsy. Probably needs to deposit something itself. You know what I mean? So
Dear Lord, sir. We don't.
I'll
Perhaps-
just finish this up quick. So I'll just get some initials in there. There we go.
Yes, please, thank you. And we'll have someone escort you out. And he looks like very worried. As you see, like everything around you is just like pristine white leather.
Certainly. Thank you. And everything will just be in order. Thank you very much. Have yourself a nice day. You're gorgeous too. And he's going to spin around again.
You spin around, you leave the cubicle, and as you leave the cubicle, you see the door sliding shut as someone just walked through it.
All right. He's going to do a nice antsy walk, like, excuse me, pardon me, I got a nice package to get out of here.
Emergency drop off.
You kind of rush to the door and you exit into the room with 2 guards. And as you see that, you see again the gentleman in the white and black tuxedo with white gloves carrying what looks to be, honest to God, a small handbag or briefcase that looks like it's tied to his hand through some sort of cabling.
Weird.
Suspicious.
Just continue to put on, oh gosh, I gotta get out of here.
You guys are able to exit the door. You're probably about 20 feet behind him. He has started walking down the street towards a vehicle that is parked some ways down. A very fancy, looks like shuttle. Anna and Isaac, you notice Lucas and Isaac walk out of the bank.
Lucas and Isaac?
Do I find it again?
Anna and Isaac.
Lucas is just everywhere.
So is Isaac.
Okay, so as soon as we're out of the building, Kid's going to say into their earpiece, that's the guy, we need to follow him.
And he's in a car, and we have to follow on foot.
I got
Goody.
something for that.
Do you?
Clown Man, does he have a car?
No.
Oh.
How far away from this car am I?
You roll me a D100 actually, because you were moving around, so it's kind of a random chance of where you were.
Oof.
Yeah, you're probably about 200 feet away.
You said 200, didn't you? Oh!
Yeah.
You said 200.
Yes.
Haha, my range is 220.
Yeah! There you go.
Well, I mean, because I assume you wouldn't get too far from the bank.
Yeah, so I can. I hope this. When I do electricity absorption, is this a visual thing or?
No. I don't think it's like you see light. It's not like a reverse Emperor Palpatine or anything. You draw lightning into your system.
Limited.
Damn it.
I imagine if you were doing it with very large sums of electricity, maybe there'd be some arcing. But no, if you're just pulling, I'm assuming like you mean like a car battery.
Yeah, essentially pulling the power from the car so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it would not be perceptible. If anything, someone who happened to walk through it at the time might get like a static shock. That'd be about it.
Ooh, the universe is tingly.
Yeah. Whoa. What did I drink this morning? Like, wow, Starbucks has really stepped up their game.
Okay, sweet.
Vastly limited.
Like in
power.
my mind, I'm just watching the whole thing playing in reverse. Mace Windu gets better and better as every second goes by. All right, sorry. Yes, enough sidetracking. What are you guys doing?
Well, his car is temporarily useless until recharged.
Yes. So he would get into the vehicle. Nothing happens. And he looks like he gets into the back seat. Nothing happens. And after about 20 seconds, the driver gets out, looks at it, kind of does the whole hands on hip, and then hands up in the air, and then hands crossed. You know, we've all been stuck on the side of the road at some point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then he seems to pull out a communicator and make a call. Lucas and Kid, make me one more perception check. Again, Kid at advantage. Lucas, yours could be an advantage too. You're not too far away, and you know exactly what you're listening for. So that earpiece would help you.
15.
Okay.
So you said normal or?
No, you get advantage as well.
Oh my god!
You get advantage.
Oh.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because instead, you're not just kind of sweeping for everything. You know exactly what you're trying to listen to.
Oh.
Okay.
Should
You
I
hear.
listen?
What's your range?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far these people are from me.
Yeah,
I'm at the
I'm
at the cafe.
No, I'd say I know
Okay.
your distance from them would be probably about 150 feet.
Oh, never mind then.
All right, but I mean, you're hearing still. I'm not sure how far they go.
I don't think it's 150 feet. That's a bit
All right,
far.
in any case, Lucas and Kid, you hear the guy on the communicator. Yeah, it looks like the car is dead. I don't know. No, it's never happened before. Just send another one. We need to get back. It's important. Okay. 15 minutes, I'll tell him. And then you hear, like, he opens the passenger door in the back seat. Sir, it looks like it's going to be about 15 minutes. Okay. And then he climbs into the back seat, too.
Is there another vehicle, like, next to, behind, around?
Sure. There's plenty of vehicles. There's vehicles parked. There's vehicles parked near several of the buildings. You do see traffic passing to and from as well. Several high quality vehicles, taxis, things of that nature.
Okay. Is this like just in a parking spot?
Kind of, yeah. There's no like curbs as such, but there are lines for where cars are supposed to be or vehicles are supposed to be, and it's parked alongside one of those lines.
Lucas would probably whisper to the kid, "It's probably not best to make a scene. As much as I want to."
Do we have any way to track them? Like, stick something on...
I sure don't have a tracker. Of all things.
I could have, but I didn't bring any guns. Ha 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 ha.
Real quick, Squee, kid has to be able to see where they're flooping, correct?
Correct.
Fuck. Well, are the
Otherwise you could
windows
floop.
tinted?
Yes.
No.
Otherwise, you could floop out too close to a star or into an asteroid field, and that end your trip real quick, kid.
I mean,
Uncomfy.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, technically I'm tracking things, but it is going to be very noticeable that we're tracking them.
You see like a clown ball just riding behind him.
So here's a dumb question.
Yes.
We're in the free trade zone, right? There's everything for
Yes.
sale here.
Well, there's lots of things for sale. Yes.
You can't buy
So-
happiness.
Bear with me, but where's the nearest car dealership?
Oh my god.
Okay. Roll me a D100. Not
The other
within
end of the
view.
planet.
All right. I also have a crazy question.
Uh-huh.
Is there a car tracker shop nearby?
No. No, I'm going to say no. That would be considered illegal or military grade tech, and you wouldn't have the license to buy them.
Freaking
Okay.
runs over to the store. I need to buy a car tracker.
I have 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Kenzie wants to do a thing.
Yes, Mackenzie, what are you thinking?
Is there any thieves things that, like, thieves can't symbols that might imply shady business?
God.
We need a car tracker, quick!
Look, I can't say no. Roll me a D100. You don't see any.
Okay,
Damn.
so
How
I'm gonna
convenient would
throw...
that have been?
That would have been amazing. Isaac was sitting in front of a shop that was actually
Nothing but car trackers.
That cloud guy's just laughing at us.
Okay, is there a gun
Okay,
shop
so-
nearby?
Yes, actually, there would be. Well, I don't know. This is the bank district. Okay, roll me a D100.
You can buy guns in some antique stores.
There are tons. There are tons of gun shops in the free trade zone, but the free trade zone is the city unto itself. So
Yeah. No,
no.
that's fair.
Oh my God, guys.
What about Kid?
Alright.
Kid has a plus
There's
sign.
banks.
Kid has
There's
plus
lots of
signs.
banks
Kid
around
has
you.
plus
Yes,
signs.
I can I finish, please?
Sorry.
You guys are surrounded by banks and a cafe.
Yeah.
Yes, kid.
So I'm gonna throw this out there. What if when the car pulls up, kid floops under it, attaches to the car, and you guys just track them?
Did
How
we
are
put the
supposed-
trackers in the bracelets yet? Or is that something Bern and I just keep talking about behind the scenes?
Yeah,
and keep
that's what we keep talking
forgetting?
about, and we never remember in session.
Yeah, it's
I
a very
mean,
good question. How would they track kid?
Wouldn't they be able to track the signal of their earpiece?
No, you need a
No.
tracker for that.
Oh.
I mean, it's like I can have a walkie-talkie, but I can't tell where the other walkie-talkie is without special equipment. Unless, like, kids constantly like, I'm passing a building. I'm passing that building.
Sherlock Holmes it, go. I mean, that's like, kid could still find us later, hopefully.
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
I also do want to point out, there are taxis. They're passing to and fro.
There are.
Maybe not the best option, but yes, there are taxis.
All right. So
Follow that car.
Let's get a taxi. Let's
Dead stop behind the car.
It tailgates them the whole way.
Jesus.
Well, we're also just trying to get this guy's identity. So we also have 15 minutes. We don't necessarily need to immediately follow if we can get this guy's identity
Yeah.
in this 15 minutes.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
You guys do have 15 minutes. So the thing is, there are several taxis you could flag down. Finding a taxi in this area is not too difficult. You would have to do the classic follow that car and see how that goes. But it's always a possibility. Yes, Mackenzie.
So, license plates, are those still a thing?
I would have to assume some form of tracking would be noticeable on the car. Yes, maybe not license plate in particular, but some form of ID so that the popo can identify you. Yes,
Because again, also at the same time I bought the earpieces initially, I got a wrist computer thing. So can I look at the license plate on this car and like then go into an alley and see if I can track it somehow online?
Sure. So we'll say you take a picture of it, go into the alleyway, look it up. Roll me. It's really not like a computer check.
Nope, not anymore.
Not anymore. Roll me a intelligence check, please.
Wilderness survival.
I mean, kind of.
Investigation?
Yes.
Investigation
thank you.
would be
that'll work.
yeah.
Investigation.
Okay.
Oh. Well, you managed to find the public records for sales of cars, and you determined that car was bought for with cash from a dealership about 6 months ago.
Yeah, so they do everything in cash, it seems. Okay.
And given that you saw him carrying that briefcase, yeah, that's a fair assumption to make.
Smarties.
Sorry about interrupting you earlier, Squee.
Dude, it's just totally fine. I literally did the same thing to you like 30 minutes ago, so tis perfectly okay. Look, you guys are in a scramble. You're trying to figure out what to do.
Okay, so
I completely get it.
Listen to my plan. We get a taxi, we threaten the guy at gunpoint, and we get a new car. There you
Sounds like
No.
a plan. Okay.
Okay.
So
Car shop.
No.
There is a car shop.
Yeah, there is, technically. It'd be easier if there was a gun shop, too.
Hey, Ken.
Yo.
What one option we might do is you could walk over to the car and be like, hey, are you having trouble? I can take a look at the engine if you'd like. Just kind of like see if you can get a good look at the guy.
True. I have no actual mechanic skills, though.
Yeah, but you can like
I can't
try
jump start a car.
pretend.
We've tried that in the past.
You can still pretend.
Oh, I
Or
can still pretend.
fucking Isaac can do it. I don't know. I just thought that, pretty girl usually helps.
Do we want to do the
maybe
pretty
I'm
girl route?
stereotyping. Maybe he likes pretty boys. We don't
Although
know.
we're also stereotyping, they could also be the stereotypical people who go, girls don't know cars.
Oh my god.
Oh
My god, it's current year and we still have people that think that way.
I can't believe it.
How shocking. Yeah, we can try that. Unless, like, Isaac, do you want to do it, or because you haven't really done much?
I'm fine.
I
Okay.
mean, you are the telemechanic. Well, not telemechanic, but you're the techno wizard with.
Yeah, I'm
like-
the techno wizard, but I'm trying to figure out like how do I approach this? Like, do I just go, excuse me, I saw that your car was having some trouble. What's going on?
I'm curious too. What is the just so I as a GM understand? What is the intent here? What's the goal? What's Isaac trying to achieve?
Yeah, I was thinking that like since the driver went into the back seat with the guy, like he could see if he could get them to like roll down the window and get a look at the guy.
Oh, you've already
Well,
got a
it's
look
like-
at the guy. You saw him when you walked into the bank. Yeah, you could recognize him. Yeah.
Oh.
Kid could
Well, then
recognize
I
him.
don't fucking know.
Yeah, you and Lucas would be able
I mean-
to recognize him on sight.
We could still start up a conversation that has the possibility of, like, getting something out of it.
Yes, very possible.
Guys, what if we
Go.
all attach ourselves to the bottom of a car?
Oh my
Just
God.
all of us. It is a limo. There's enough room.
Bet you're regretting not bringing that chain gun now.
Bet your bottom dollar.
I'm sad we don't have the flies anymore.
I'm actually kind of disappointed. I didn't think of bringing like at least a derringer or a gun or something, so I can just stash it somewhere.
Anna has a gun.
You have a gun.
I have a gun.
Give me your gun.
Mhm.
Oh my
You can
God.
put it in an alley.
Sure, but
Anna,
give me your gun.
All right.
Yes, give me your gun. We have
Here's
15
a
minutes.
rifle.
Oh, it's a rifle. Okay.
I'm
That's
sorry.
gonna be hard to stash, but if we can stash it somewhere on the new vehicle, I can track
Give it
that
to Kid. They will
Yes.
attach themselves to the vehicle.
with
You
the
can
gun.
track the gun.
Okay, there you go. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Because here's the thing. I can pair with guns and know the direction that they are. And with
and,
pinpoint accuracy.
It might take you a bit of time, but that would certainly lead you exactly to where it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Like it might take a little time that says that you like it's this direction, it's this direction. Oh no, it's slightly this direction. But I mean, yeah, you could track it down almost like a GPS.
Mhm. Yep. So then we just get some bicycles or something.
Center's a very large place.
Yeah, let's
You
just
don't
get a
know where
taxi
they're
or something
headed.
after.
All
Does
right.
this mean the
Scooters,
funniest group ever
please.
Sky?
Rickshaw.
Squee, real quick.
Yes.
Slim was able to do the vanish into the mist bullshit, and Kid doesn't have anything close to that, correct?
Vanish in the mist.
He went invisible.
Hang on, trying to think of what happened. I'm replaying the battle in my head. Yes, well, it was like a really advanced form of chameleon, kind of. Yes, he was blended in with the wall. You do not have that ability.
Okay, just making sure that I didn't
Mhm.
that I didn't miss something. Okay. So then, yeah, Kid's just gonna have to attach and stealth.
I mean, technically, Lucas can do such things.
Do you want to ride on the bottom of a car?
Kind of.
Man, go for it, dude.
You know what? We can do it together. You've got a baby harness.
You got a friend in me.
You can be my harness to the car.
God, what is happening? All right, guys, I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be back in
my
about
God.
30 seconds.
Look, it's the buddy system. We have to. If we're gonna split the party, we need to stick with a buddy system. It only makes sense.
It only makes sense that the two that are physically attached should go together.
Oh my god, this is gonna be great.
Oh, jeez. The next car shows up. It's a fucking bug.
Oh my god, don't even jinx us like that. Well, we finally have a plan. Jesus. It only took us an hour.
I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why I don't have fucking trackers. I have a pocket scrambler, but I don't have trackers.
I don't know why it didn't occur to us to just bring some kind of fucking tracking device. I'm a fucking idiot. I was thinking about this last week too. God damn it. Whatever.
Yeah, the second they left like the bank, I'm like, we don't have a tracker.
God damn it.
And here I was going, oh, if only I had a gun. That's why I looked for a gun store. Because if I could just get a pistol,
yeah,
whatever.
I totally forgot I grabbed a gun.
Yeah. It wouldn't even need... Actually, it would need to be reloaded. It would need to be reloaded for the mechanic to work. But when you... Because you're pairing with the whole gun, including the ammo. That's what the... Yeah, it's weird. That's what
so if it's not a loaded gun, you can't track it?
You can't pair with it.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was how it was done in Rifts. I think it was kind of like a balancing system, where when you run out of that clip of ammo, you have to repair and whatnot, which is fine. It makes sense. But it's kind of wonky.
Yes. So, have you decided? Are you guys going as a buddy system onto the bottom of a car?
Yes.
They are.
Okay. So, Isaac, how long does it take to pair with a weapon?
Like a minute or two.
Okay. So you pair with the rifle. No restrictions to rifle, pistols, etc.?
Nope. Just
perfect.
Maximum 3 guns. That's
Gotcha.
it.
You pair it with the rifle. You hand that to Lucas and Kid.
Mhm.
All right, Lucas, Kid. We'll say you've got maybe 5 minutes left. What do you want to do to prepare for when the new vehicle comes?
I would like to change.
Okay, sure.
Wait. No, it'd be weird if I had the same thing on my chest as a different person. I would not like to change now.
Gotcha.
You wouldn't happen to have any sneaky spells or anything, would you?
Sneaky spell. I'm very sneaky myself, if that helps. And technically, I also have my own flooping ability.
Oh yeah, you've got teleport.
It's okay.
I don't know. The plan is to floop under the car with Lucas.
I don't know why I put one pistol.
Before it takes off.
Whoops.
And attach to the bottom.
Understood. So, you guys would place yourself nearby, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kind of like off to the side.
So,
it just looks like a lumpy sack of potatoes.
So you wait for another 5 minutes or so, and a almost exact copy of the first limo type vehicle pulls up alongside it. And as you're pulling up alongside it, you see the gentleman with the briefcase get out, walk around, and open the door to go into the backseat of that car. What are you guys doing?
Can I get a license plate for the new car as well?
Sure. Absolutely.
I would love to try to... Did you want me to normal stealth or just go over there and try to use magic to car. Or
I
you
was,
gonna
I was,
loop
I was
us,
just gonna
or-
floop us. Yeah.
Alright,
Like, as long as you're not resisting, I can just pull you along with me.
alright.
But-
Okay. So the thing is with the floop, it's pretty airtight in that sense, unless someone is just happens to be looking under the car when you floop there. As long as so, kid, you would have to have Lucas lay down on the ground so that you can technically see the spot under the car.
Yeah, he just lays down on his back, and Kid's just laying down on his stomach, looking
But
under the car.
theoretically, you could do that and then floop, and then 3 seconds later, floop, you
Yep.
appear under the limo with a rifle and a kid on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
We're in.
Hacker voice.
I would like Lucas, because mostly this is going to be Lucas, with advantage because this kid is helping, to roll me a dexterity check, please.
Check, save,
Check.
check.
Check it out.
What's it all about?
Yeah.
Oh, good thing for that advantage as kids' claws help. This, you basically wedge yourself in between the lower machine parts of the vehicle. Like there are no wheels on this vehicle. It's a hover thing, but between the repulsors, you actually manage to find a not comfortable, but certainly stable way to wedge yourself and kid up under the car, so that you're not
I could have
too
done
worried.
acrobatics.
Yeah, you're not too worried about falling out or anything. The only thing is that your butt is
Mhm.
kind of hanging kind of low, so
Okay.
you're a little worried about speed bumps. But otherwise, you're
Okay.
pretty safe and caught in there.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, if this thing powers down, it just goes flat? Is that correct?
It is currently at the moment powered down,
Oh,
so
so
it won't get
there
lower than what it is now.
So there is still some separation between the actual car and the ground.
Correct. There is, yeah, because otherwise it'd be incredibly uncomfortable to get out of the car.
Okay, gotcha.
So yes, there is still room.
Wanted to make sure, because if this thing like powers down and then just
Sure.
crushes us, like it doesn't matter if Kid can fucking bench this thing, it's still gonna crush fucking Lucas underneath them.
It's a very fair point, but no, it's not. You have plenty of room underneath. Plenty,
Yeah,
I say, but enough that you would not be crushed.
Awesome.
And almost immediately, as soon as you get yourself in there, the vehicle takes off and starts zooming down the road. Now, here's an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anna and Isaac, the car quickly falls out of your view, but Isaac, you can
Mhm.
still feel the direction of the gun.
Yeah.
Lucas and Kid, you are wedged into the bottom of a car.
Mm-hmm.
You are not going to be getting a good view of your trip.
Nope.
Kid
So-
is staring at the underside of a vehicle.
Yep. Lucas, if you crank your neck, you can see the road passing underneath you, but that's not much of a view.
Be careful
Um,
not to catch yourself.
So, 2 hours later,
Oh god.
the vehicle stops. And one thing that you have noticed during your 2-hour trip is there was about a good 20 minutes or so of driving, and then it stopped, and it felt like you were rising upwards. Now, Lucas and Kid, you've been on Center enough times to know that vehicles have an elevator system that they take to get from one level of Center to another.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fairly confident you're no longer on level 4, though what level you're on, not really sure when you stop. But what you do notice is eventually the car starts driving again down a road, and it looks bright, like sunlight bright. And the road you're driving down looks very well paved, very well kept. And as you eventually, after 2 hours, you begin to slow down, and the car turns down a gravel road, a road that is made up of very pretty white gravel. And it slows down and then stops. And the door opens above you, and you see the shoes of the man with the briefcase crunch on the gravel and then walk away crunching up the gravel, as well as the driver. Real quick, back to Isaac and Anna. Isaac!
Mm-hmm.
And Anna can help with this. Roll me, or whoever's better, and the other one give advantage. Roll me a survival check.
Okay, let's check.
I have a 2.
I have a 2.
So that means Anna's better. No.
I mean,
So one
course.
of you roll. You can roll with one of you with advantage, or you can both roll. It really doesn't make a difference.
It's just roll ball.
Roll both? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And the idea behind this is you can always feel where the gun is. This is just a matter of how good are you at navigating through the... Oh my god.
Wow. This session
has been amazing.
This, including, that's the same number when Kid got advantage and rolled the same.
Yeah, I love it all around. It takes you guys about 3 hours to track this gun down, because it's not like you don't know what direction it's in, but it's a matter of, okay, let's go down this road. Oh, nope, this road's a dead end. Let's backtrack a little bit, find another road that gets us closer to our goal, right?
Yeah.
You guys, though, get a much better view of where you're actually headed, even though it's a slower trip. You make your way to an elevator on the 4th level, and you start heading upwards because you can feel it's above you. You hit
Yeah.
the 3rd level, the open market wonder world. You can feel it's
Mhm.
still above you.
Mhm.
You hit the 2nd level, Gateland. You still feel it's above you.
Yeah.
It's not until you hit level 1, the Manners, that you're like, okay, it's on this level somewhere.
Mhm.
And you guys exit. Oh, actually, by the way, how are you traveling? Because I am in 3 hours by driving. If you're walking, this is going to take quite some time.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should go buy a car.
Yeah, just fuck it, buy a car.
Okay, you can take a
Guys.
taxi to.
What?
Yes.
We could take a
Alright.
taxi, but that's a little risky.
Oh no, I meant take a taxi to a car shop.
What's wrong, Piph?
I would like to just mention our flagrant use of our funds is all.
I mean, yeah.
I just
Says
want to
the
make
man who-
note of
Hey,
this.
you have 10
Mm.
million minus some money in the bank that only
true.
Lucas can draw from.
It's
we
true.
we have like 40 million, dude. All sum up. We should be fine. And still we need to eventually get more money so we can save Heart's Arms.
So did I mention that this car dealership has a really cool sports car for 38 million?
No.
You didn't mention this sold.
Jesus.
Fucking
seriously, man. Giving me shit.
The thing is, Lucas would do it too. But
Lucas
he's-
appears
Yeah.
long enough to buy the sports house like soul
Okay,
car.
you can get a used puttering, not sure it's going to make it car for 20,000 credits. A good family-friendly vehicle that's sturdy and will make sure your kid gets to soccer on time for 50,000 credits. And
Jesus.
really nice car, like a very nice car for 100,000 credits.
Man.
You're
Okay,
buying
Squee,
stuff
I
in
s-
Manhattan, my friend.
Yeah, Squee, I said used, not a lemon. Jesus.
Well, that's the 20,000 credits.
Listen, we gotta take Kid to soccer. So,
Oh my
50 grand, I guess. There you go.
Okay.
Is that fine with everybody?
Yep.
Do we get a van? We get a hover van?
You get like a it's a hover. most of the vehicles here are hover. Very few of them are actual wheeled. This one's a hover. It's got nice features. It has a rear view camera. It's like a Kia Soul. It's very square shaped.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a family sized SUV. Roomy seats. Not leather or anything, but still spacious and roomy. Enough cup holders for everyone, and rear climate control.
Oh, goody.
That was like one of the big selling features they gave you. So that you at the front don't have to be burning up, just so that the people in the back aren't freezing.
Oh no, Burn. I got one that's worse for square.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
You were thinking of the cube or the soul?
Yeah,
You're thinking of the cube. Oh,
the cube.
Why you think of like
you.
one of the worst cars?
Excuse me. In center, that style at the moment is the height of middle class family vehicles.
Yeah, because we're a middle class family.
The best middle class family.
We have a Pavy.
And it takes you guys. So with getting the car, because buying a car is actually even when you rush it, it's still a fairly lengthy process. It's going to take you about 4 hours total to track down the gun. So while you're doing that, but you buy the car, no problem. And while you're doing that, 2 hours earlier, Lucas and Kid, the vehicle has stopped. People have exited the vehicle. You know that Lucas and Isaac and Anna are on their way, but you don't know how long they're going to take. What are you doing?
Should we go in?
I mean, how would we get in?
I don't know.
All right, I'll take a small peek. Lucas's head scoots down from underneath. Looking around.
So, give me 1 second. I will show you what you see. Got to add a car.
I see a car.
What? Why? Why would it bring up a flesh golem? What does that even have to do with a car?
Carnage.
What sense does that make?
Carnage.
Oh, it's a carrion golem. CA or car? What car? So what is this? Yeah, carrion. I don't know. It's just weird. I typed in car and it pulled up a flesh golem, and I'm like, what?
Nothing
Yeah,
stopping
maybe
you from
not.
riding it.
It's a fair point. All right. Let me put you guys there. We'll put you here. We'll put Kid with you. All right. Let me move you guys over.
Woo.
You see a lovely sight. A circular driveway made of it's dark gray gravel, not white gravel. Dark gray gravel that is, you can tell it's polished gravel, meaning there's no sharp edges. They're all smooth, rounded stones.
Oh, fancy.
There is a very, very well kept manicured lawn with trees and flowers and bushes, and you see when you look up, you see the walls of a very nice, very fancy facility, and on the front of it, it says St. Clair's Assisted Living.
Are we about to break into an old people's home?
I think we're gonna mug an old person, yeah.
Oh my god!
Those are two different things.
I mean, is it though? Is that a K? Like a random ass K?
Yes. Ignore the K's and the J's and all that. This place is labeled, but I'm using it for different purposes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And backup is only an indiscriminate amount of time away.
Are we within earpiece communication range? Probably not, but I could hope.
Definitely not. Unless, yeah, I don't think the range, because you're, oh God, probably 60, 70 miles away from each other.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. The center is very large.
Fuck. All right.
All right. This is the heist we were waiting for.
Is it? Do you have anywhere to like hide the gun?
I think there's a bush over there.
Not what I meant, but okay. How large is this rifle?
Pretty large. Think like a regular assault rifle.
I feel like we probably shouldn't bring that in, regardless of how sneaky we're being.
And while you guys are there, you're still under the car, so it's not like you can really be seen. But you do see people coming and going from the assisted living. It actually seemed like a fairly busy place. Looks like families coming inside and leaving and saying goodbye and coming and going fairly freely.
All right. Okay. What I'm thinking is Kid is going to go in alone real quick and try and sneak around and see if they can find the dude in the suit.
Okay. Absolutely. So, roll me a stealth check, please. First things first, while you do that, Lucas, what are you doing? Is she doing that alone? Are you going to stay the course at the car? Or?
Kid, what am I supposed to do with this large rifle?
Stay here.
Okay.
Find crackers. All right, roll me a stealth check.
Oh, please, dear God.
Okay.
17's not bad.
Not bad. You wait until there's a lull in the traffic, right? Which doesn't take too long, and you make your way up the steps to the front door. Go ahead and move your token. I believe you should be able to move it.
Dun, 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 dun.
And you get to the front door, and you see the front doors are open. They're not closed or locked or anything. And you hear gently, as you're kind of pressed up against the wall, you hear the man in the tuxedo's voice. Oh, hang on a second. Give me one moment. Sorry. The deposit for Miss Felina arrived, as usual. Go ahead and mark her safe for another month. And then you hear, yes, sir, of course. And then you hear footsteps walking away. And if you kind of peek inside, you see the man in the tuxedo walking away, and the suitcase handed to like a front desk attendant.
Is he walking away like back towards the doors or into the building?
he goes further into the building and actually stops as you see someone stroll by or like roll by in like a assisted wheelchair type thing and go, oh, good morning, Mr. Devers. It's a pleasure to see you out and about. And then nods and continues his way.
Okay. All right, kid's gonna. Are there any people currently in the main room?
Just the lady at the front desk.
Okay. Kid's gonna try and go in as quietly as possible.
Okay. Roll me another stealth check, please. Okay.
Yeah, 21.
You managed to slip in very quietly. The lady at the desk is distracted, putting the suitcase away somewhere, and doesn't see you. You see, as you get in, the doors all around you are fairly open. You see what looks to be sitting rooms on either side of you. Very fancy. This place strikes you as luxury. Very fancy, very highly kept, very clean, very comfortable sitting rooms. Rooms where like you'd have company, or maybe where you talk business, or where families could visit each other, etc. And then
Mhm.
you also see, give me a second, through the doors back at the back, you see a very large, what looks like not cafeteria is not the right word for it. A dining area, a meeting place, a large gathering area, a communal area.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see several people in there, young people, old people, people missing limbs, people who are dressed in pajamas, people who are very old, and of course attendant staff. And you also see it like some tables, it's like a family, looks like they're visiting someone, that kind of thing.
Do I see the man in the tux?
No, he's passed somewhere.
Is the thing enclosed, the what's it called? The front desk?
What do you mean enclosed?
Like some places will either have like a full like half circle, and then there's a wall with a door in the back, or
yes,
like a lift up
it is like
type
that.
thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it is fully enclosed, and there's a door in the back that she would exit.
Okay.
The desk is like right here, and it goes back this way.
Okay. Kid doesn't know. Well, Kid doesn't have specific computer use. Well, does it look like that she has a computer over there?
I hate to say this, but hard to tell with your height.
What are you trying to say, Squee?
I'm trying to say the kid's short. Yep. Not making a judgment, just making a statement.
God damn it. I mean, he only brought the case to the front. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to visit her in the interior. What did he say the name was?
Miss Felina.
Miss Felina. Okay. Kid's gonna try and sneak out again.
Okay, roll me one more stealth check, please.
Please, dear God.
All right.
11.
As you're making your way out to the door, you hear, "Oh, hello, visitor. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. I'm so forgetful these days. Are you visiting?"
Kid like freezes, like their mid-step, hand reaching up towards the door, and they just stop and turn their head slightly and say no and just run out.
That wouldn't make things more suspicious at all.
They panicked, okay?
I know. Oh, kid. No one follows you. In fact, she just has like a weird, confused look on her face as Kid runs out the door. Lucas, you see Kid run out the door, run back to the car.
Kid like fucking rolls under the car and
Combat
stops
roll.
next to him. Pretty much just like bumps into him and goes, "Okay, so the person's name is Miss Felina, I think.
What's that?
The person that the guy brought he brought okay, so he brought money and he gave the money to the person at the front desk, and apparently it's for Miss Felina."
I don't know anyone by that name.
Neither do I. So you should do a distraction or something so that I can find out like if there's, or maybe I can do a distraction so that you can we need to find out where she is. He is. They are.
Got it. Lucas looks like he's trying to think of something. Find a person, but without. Wait, no, you said distraction. I can do that.
Yeah, there's a person at a front desk. Maybe they have like records or something that we can check. I don't know if it's a computer or something else though. So you're gonna have to check that.
Excuse me. You hear like right beside you. Unfortunately, Kid and Lucas have decent passive perceptions, but not the best. You see looks like a driver crouched down, looking at you. Are you two okay?
What the fuck?
Lucas looks over. You find me? No, I just broke out. I shouldn't go back in.
Oh no. Look, sir, I'm sure you're here for a good reason, and we have the best facilities here. First of all, roll me a persuasion check. Roll me a persuasion check.
I want to lose a deception check. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, sorry. No,
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
it's not true. Yeah, roll me a deception check.
Now this is to pass myself as somebody else.
To pass yourself as someone who is here to be treated, because why else would someone just be hiding under a car?
Because I'm not quite sure if this is under actor or not.
I would just say
think
deception
so.
at the moment.
Right, just
because
deception.
he doesn't know who you are, so. Well, no.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my
Wow.
god.
That is a natural 20 for a skill check of 33. So let me back that up a little bit. The driver sits down and then lays down on the ground so that he's eye level with Kid and Lucas, and he goes, "I know it can be hard. It's a new place. You probably miss your family, and it's a bit scary, but I promise you, we're here to help you. Why don't you both come out from under the car, and I'll take you inside, and how about we get you your meal? Would you like that? Maybe something to eat?"
You got chocolate pudding?
Of course we have chocolate pudding. And he holds out a hand.
Yeah.
God, this is amazing.
What's Kid doing? Because technically he's talking to both of you.
Oh my god, Kid just like looks from him and then turns their head fully to Lucas and just stares like, what do we do? Like, not saying but conveying, like the big eyes of like, fuck, I don't know.
Can Puppy come too?
Well, of course they can. The thing is, he looks like this is almost a rehearsed routine. This is not the first time he's talked to someone. Maybe from under a car, perhaps, but it's not the first time he's talked to someone
An
down from
interesting
doing something.
attempted escape.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you guys take his hand and let him help you out
I do.
from under the car? Yeah. So he
Kid
helps
is
you out
not
from under
touching
the
this
car.
man.
And he
Like a
starts...
nervous cat reaching towards another human's unknown hand.
He'll help you out from under the car, and he'll usher you both inside gently. And as he walks inside, hang on, let me get Lucas, because Lucas completely hit himself out of the car. He'll walk in and he'll say, Patty, it looks like we had two little ones going on an adventure here.
Wait,
and Patty looks
wait,
up at the desk.
wait.
Uh-huh.
Real quick, Lucas, where's the gun?
Oh God, Lucas, where's the gun?
Jesus Christ, man. That thing is loaded,
This
too.
is really important.
Is it in the fountain? Tell me it's in the fountain.
Oh my god.
Lucas,
All
where's the
right.
gun?
He probably.
Toss it in a bush.
This how on the eye is this guy? Like, because I could probably try to hide it behind him for a bit, but that's only going to
Well,
work for so long.
I think it's fair to say that Lucas would have been able to leave it behind, under, or up in the car somewhere, like when he went to help you out. Because
I was
when
thinking
he was
like
talking
up in
to
the
you,
car, and I was like, "That's the place I would put it." But that thing's gonna drive away any second now.
Well, there are flowers and shit like right next to it if you like throw it for far enough under the brush.
You know what? I think to walking up with this guy, Lucas would probably go and show him the rifle and go, "Which
Oh my god.
I've brought my favorite toy."
Oh my. That's a great toy. Do you mind if I look at it for a second?
He's like leaning away from it. He's not like holding it at anybody.
I'll give it back, I promise.
Can I put it?
He slowly reaches out and puts his hands on it. I just want to see it for a moment. It's so pretty.
You may borrow. I
Thank
would
you.
want. Do you have any toys?
He slowly takes it and then ejects the magazine, pops the safety on, expertly almost, and then pockets the magazine, hands it back. There you go. Just like me.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my god.
And the magazine is gone. You have no idea what he did with it. It's just disappeared somewhere on his uniform. And he would usher you back inside. He'd say, Patty, looks like we had two on a little adventure. And Patty from the front desk would look up and she'd go, oh, I thought that was odd. That little one was trying to escape, wasn't they? And he goes, yep, found them under the car, probably about ready to go for a drive. But it doesn't matter. We're all going to go have chocolate pudding, aren't we?
You chocolate pudding!
And he ushered you guys into the meeting area, and he has you all take a seat, and he takes a seat with you, and he
Kid
says,
looks very displeased.
and he sits down and he goes, so, want to tell me why you were trying to leave? Are you not happy here?
Lucas looks around a little bit and goes, like hugs the rifle. Keep hearing things. I wanted to get away from them to keep And he like stops and just starts kind of like rocking slightly back and forth.
So I'm not going to make you continuously roll checks. I think that's unfair. You are still riding high off your 33 deception here.
Mm.
He nods and goes, "Well, I'll speak with the counselors here, and we'll see if maybe we can't help you quiet the noises. But tell you what, I'm gonna go get you guys some pudding, and then how about this? You sit here, and you have a nice time, and there's gonna be some relaxing music, and then I'll come back later. And if you guys still want to go on an adventure, maybe we can go on one together in the backyard."
You got a swing?
I do have a swing.
Yeah.
And he'll get up and he'll walk out.
Chocolate pudding? He looks
And,
concerned.
Yeah, he'll nod and he'll motion to someone in the kitchen. There's actually, hang on, actually you'd be able to see that. Let me go ahead and reveal that now. There is actually a kitchen right here. And someone goes into the kitchen, nods, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I think I can get you two nice big bowl of chocolate pudding."
Yeah.
And then for the moment, you guys are not alone. There's like a couple people in the room, but they're all kind of doing their own thing. For the moment, you are by yourselves. Lucas, the empty, safetied rifle is just with you.
Yeah. Lucas looks back.
But
You caught?
mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, we can still just wander around.
Kid stands up and starts walking off. Says, "I'll be right back."
I'm going to wait for my puddings and needles, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long before 2 bowls of chocolate pudding are brought out. And the chef is, "Oh, where's your oh, there you are. Little one, you're not going to have your pudding?"
Pudding.
Kid runs through the doorway as quickly as possible.
You find that door. Yep, that door's locked.
Oh, fuck. This door locked?
No, those doors are open. Give me a second here. You find a very lavish, beautiful backyard with a very tall wall around it.
Starts heading towards this room.
You do see, actually, beyond the wall, because, I mean, the wall's not, like, so tall it's blocking all your vision, but you do see several skyscrapers. Oh, probably a good, 500 to 1,000 feet away. It's a very pretty, very, very pretty view, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start making your way back. Which way?
Over here.
That way, that door is locked. What you do find in a quick inspection is this looks to be some form of preparation room. Not quite sure. Lots of papers and books. Maybe it's like a library where you can check out things. And then you see a hallway that goes down on both sides. And while this is happening, the cook that puts your pudding on the table with you, Lucas, goes, "Your friend's quite the spirited wanderer."
Dog funny.
Ah, right. It looks kind of sad at Lucas. This poor guy thinks it's a dog.
Pudding.
All right. You go back to the table, you're eating your pudding.
Yes.
Is there how many other people are in the room?
Maybe 2 or 3. It's fairly light. Sparse, I guess is the word.
Is there there's a window into this hallway, correct?
Well, there's no door technically. Well, the doors are open. Yeah.
You said that the door is locked here.
No. There was another door up above it. There's another door here. Oh, here, There's another door right here that's locked. And there's another door right here that's locked.
Okay, so these are both open.
Yeah, if you can see it, it's somewhere where you could technically walk to.
Okay.
What is this?
That is like a table that has all sorts of books and games and things like that. Seems like an activity type of counter.
Okay. Now let's say if I wanted to stash a gun there.
Uh-huh.
Would that be feasible, or is it like a...
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's like 3 people in the room. Just roll me a sleight of hand check.
All right. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bit of an uproar about knocking over my bowl.
Sure.
One thing, white chocolate pudding.
Got it. Okay. You do so. No one seems to pay you any mind. The 3 people in the room are definitely not paying attention to you.
I'm going to go over. Like, not at all. Like, they don't even...
Okay, the 3 people in the room, like, they're wearing pajamas. They seem a little out of it, like a little spaced out. And the chef's in the other room. He probably just hasn't come out yet.
Okay. Before I do any of this, Squee.
Uh-huh.
Now, I didn't note this in my things I was bringing in.
Yes.
But I do have a few items I usually just have on hand.
Very true. Like what?
The bracelet.
Bracelet of...
being able to change clothes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't have that with you. Sure.
Okay. So what Lucas would like to do is actually step over here where most people do not see me, stash gun, and change form.
Okay, to what?
Let's see if I can remember all of my disguises. I actually do have that written on my character sheet, which I do not have on hand. I don't think the old guy would be good.
What, old fisherman?
Yeah, no, I don't think old. I wanted to be a person who's demanding to see somebody. I think Mrs. Fussy Dust might need to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Okay.
All right. I guess I need to roll for this or something.
No. Well, I guess roll me a disguise kit check. Do you have that?
I do have a disguise kit.
Yeah, roll me that check. Check.
Is this going to be a general deception towards other people to have them think I'm somebody else?
Yes, like how good the disguise is.
Okay. I do also have actor, but I'll...
Right. That would be... They're like, this is right now, we're just trying to see how good you look as Mrs. Fussy Dust.
Right. So this is supposed to be just charisma, but I think it's also based off of something else. But here you go.
It's charisma plus your proficiency.
Which I'm technically not proficient in disguise, kid.
No. You since you have a disguise kit, you get to add your proficiency bonus.
Oh,
So charisma's
Which-
5. Your proficiency bonus is what? 5, 3,
Four.
4. So that's
18.
technically a 18.
Yeah.
Not bad. You look pretty convincing.
As a Mrs. Fussy Dust.
Where's the rifle?
I'm trying to stash it on this table. I don't know too many of these. Underneath, is there like a lip to kind of scoot it under or something like that?
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand check. No one's really paying attention to you, but it doesn't mean that there aren't people in the room that can observe it. All right, that's enough. You think you're fairly comfortable that no one saw you put that stashed under one of the lower shelves. Where next to everything else, it almost looks like just another one of the toys or activities.
And one of the prop guns for
Like
the
a
shooty
Nerf
games.
gun. Yeah.
Because
It's
that's
duck hunt.
what people in an old home need. Nerf guns.
It's not. Here's the interesting thing: a lot of these people aren't old. This doesn't seem to be an old people's home. This is an assisted living home, which means anyone that would need help living doing day to day. So there are old elderly people certainly, but you see just as many younger people who are either mentally incapable or have some form of deformity that can't be healed by today's standards. So lots of different people here. And at this time, because I don't want to leave Isaac and Anna out for too long, we're going to say at this time a counselor comes in and ushers you both back to the table. And
Kid and Mrs. Fussy Dust.
yes, Kid and Mrs. Fussy Dust. And she goes, and she has only somewhat been made aware of what's going on. And she sits down and she goes, "Are you their family?" Looking at Mrs. Fussy Dust and then pointing to Kid.
Heavens no.
I see. My apologies. I was expecting two people here that I was going to discuss. They try to, and she looks at Kid. You tried to escape this place?
I'm trying to find one person.
I see. And what person would that be?
Oh, gentleman, yay tall, having a nice hoodie with some headphones on. Colorful gentleman.
Yes, that is who I was told about. Is he your son, ma'am?
Yes. I've
see.
been trying to get in contact with him, but I just decided to come here. Where is he?
Well, ma'am, I'm afraid at the moment I'm not quite sure. I thought he was in this room, but he apparently has a tendency to disappear. He's all on the grounds, I'm sure. How about you have a seat and we will go find him?
It will not do. I must come with. I must find him. My son.
And of course, here, join me. 2 hours later, basically you, Kid, and the therapist start looking all over the place for Lucas.
Yes.
And things start getting into a bit more and more of a panic. But 2 hours later, Isaac and Anna, you finally pull up in your vehicle to you're sure the gun is in here somewhere. This is some
quick.
form.
As we're running around looking for quote unquote Lucas, Kid is keeping an eye out for like if there are names on the doors or if they notice anything suspicious going on in any of the rooms. Just to let you know.
Sure, there aren't any names on the doors, but you do see several doors that are open, and you see a collection of things. People watching like a viewfinder and laughing, people asleep, people just counting the wallpaper, all kinds of stuff. And also several doors that are shut. So give
Gotcha.
me a second here. And over the course of the 2 hours, hang on, let me see. Let me reveal a couple of places. You find that there's probably a good 40 or 50 people here, all told, right? Between employees and people who live here. And most of them are here due to, like I said, some form of condition where they need help or assistance. And what I am revealing are rooms that you were able to, either the door was open or you were able to open the door, and you found these are like living quarters, right? So there's that. Isaac and Anna, you pull up to St. Clair's assisted living. The gun's in there somewhere, Isaac. The rifle. I'm sorry, every drill sergeant would beat me if I called that the rifle again.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing I gotta ask, Squee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm technically paired with the bullets according to the original power from Rifts.
Oh, okay.
Is there a bullet in the chamber?
No, there are no bullets in an energy rifle.
Is it an energy rifle?
Yes. Is it not, Anna?
It probably was. Shit.
Yeah. So we'll just say for the time being that your power attached to the gun itself.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Easy.
none of this would have worked. Yeah.
We can just.
And I don't want to. Yeah.
We can talk about this later, but sure. I would personally love if it would just be to the gun, because that was a complicated rule.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so I know the gun's in here.
Uh-huh.
We're in the Estates, so do you want to just waltz in, or?
And as you pull up and you're talking about that, and maybe you're discussing that, you hear the front doors burst open as Miss Fussy Dust walks out. Lucas, I don't want to tell you too much what she's doing, but sure. She, after 2 hours, I gotta imagine she's irate. There's like 3 staff with you. Kid, God knows what Kid's been thinking this whole time, but you burst out the front door, Fussy Dust making a scene, I'm sure.
Where have you gone, my son?
Anna has never seen Miss Fussy Dust.
Nope.
Isaac
Her
just
jaw
leans
just
over.
drops.
Yeah, Isaac just leans over and goes, "Play along, Ma."
Lucas,
Ma.
Clarence, my son. My other son. Don't you keep looking for him. I found my other one. He's here to pick me up, but I have not found my other son. Tell me where.
Ma, just wait in the car, okay? Just wait in the car. Bring the little dog, all right? God, fucking get off me.
Kid glares at you.
He goes up and says, "Hi. I'm guessing you haven't found my little brother, have you?"
No, we've been looking all over for him, and I'm so sorry, sir. And at this time, you see, and Isaac, you see people wandering around, right? I mean, this has made quite a commotion. People are coming to kind of see. And you see among the crowd, kind of rolling out in a wheelchair, a female wolf. Hard to gauge age with wolfins, but she definitely doesn't seem very old. And she rolls out, and her eyes just widen. And she squints her eyes and shakes her head. And then just kind of continues to watch as you continue.
hey Squee,
Yes.
does this look like the wolfen in the locket?
Looks just like her. And the staff is continuing going, I'm sure that he must be here somewhere, sir. Well, see, here's the interesting thing. As we've been looking, and we were trying to tell your mother, we don't have any paperwork for him actually being admitted here in St. Clair's assisted living.
I know. He was supposed to go to a different place, but he wandered. He does that.
Roll me a deception check.
Yeah. I was being
Can it
ballsy.
be at advantage? Because, like, at this point...
Yes, yeah, I'd say 2 hours. So, and here's what we'll say, Kid and Miss Fussy Dust. Over the course of the 2 hours, at some point, they realize that there is no one admitted under that. So now there's someone who doesn't actually live there who's now missing, and they've been trying to explain to Miss Fussy Dust that no, your son doesn't actually go here. But yes, he was here, and now he's not here. But he's not supposed to be here.
Oh, they're gonna have like so many staff meetings.
I know.
Because I'm writing this down. What's the name of this place again?
St. Clair's Assisted Living.
And the wolfen was Miss
Felina?
Felina, yes.
So let's get that roll going. Yay!
Are you fucking
for real? Roll a 20 and kill me already.
Oh my god.
As you say that,
That was at advantage.
The gentleman comes up, who you guys you've seen at a distance, but you haven't talked to. Right, sir, I think that's quite enough. We've explained several times that your brother does not go here. I think it is perhaps time for you to leave. And then you hear, wait. I think they may be here to see me. And then the wolfen in the wheelchair looks at Isaac, and she's still squinting, like she's not sure of herself. She goes, Are you here to see me? Are you Isaac Redfield?
Qua?
I could be wrong. I don't remember.
He is wearing a wig.
Yeah, exactly. That's why she's having trouble. But, I mean, you're tall, you're dressed very distinctly.
He sure is just wearing a suit.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I don't know what to say. But, what do you guys think?
Go for it. Our entire plan here at the moment is just to have that person informed that we actually know that that person exists here. So we've already technically completed our mission.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Alright. Yes?
I see. And then she looks down, looks kind of sad. They're here to visit me. Philip, please. They're guests of mine. Miss Feline, they are guests of mine, Philip. And then she looks back. I'm sorry, I mostly thought I was wrong, but I have seen your face a lot. Would you mind joining me in my room? There is probably a lot you'd want to know.
Okay. Sure.
And she starts turning around in the wheelchair and rolling back.
Surprise.
All right.
That's your real mom.
Well, Lucas,
It's
you
all
see
of our
everyone just
mothers.
kind of going back inside now.
Come, Miss.
Miss Fussy Dust.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, she looks like a bodyguard at this point, so might as well keep up that act.
And she goes down the hallway into the last room and opens the door and kind of ushers you all inside. Or not ushers you all inside, goes in first and then waits for you all, turns the wheelchair around. And you can see that her limbs, her arms and her legs are very skinny, like they would not support her weight. And she goes, "Oh my, 4 of you. And she looks at Miss Fussy Dust. I'm afraid I don't know any of you.
Well, you know me,
Well,
and Isaac's gonna take off the wig.
I have seen your face countless times, and you look very much like your father."
He's gonna freeze at that and go, Okay, you have my attention now.
I
Didn't before.
can surmise much of why you would be here. The only reason I can imagine is me. And given how hard Vector goes to hide me, you must have gone through quite some effort. And if you're looking to find me, it is to get some form of leverage on him. After all, that's what all this is for, to hide me, for just that reason.
We had no intention on hurting you, or even using this card immediately.
That's good to know. Tell me. I don't know the details, but Vector, he hasn't killed anyone close to you or done anything too horrible, has he?
Not for a lack of trying.
Now hold on. He did steal a person. That's a
and
thing.
and
He did steal a person.
put him into a prison called the Black Hole, which we still have absolutely no idea how to get him out of, which is submerged in lava. And I'm not very happy about that because he's my potential father-in-law.
Why'd you reveal that card?
Because I wanted to.
She's actually looking at Miss Fussy Dust right now, who sounds incredibly different than she has for 2 hours.
Yes.
She goes, "Of course, a disguise."
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I wanted to reveal hands. Excuse me. He whisks up his hand. Golden shower ring goes around him, and it plops down on the floor as he reveals his usual Lucas robes.
Lucas. Yes. And she just looks down at the floor, a little sad. I am sorry for the trouble Vector has caused.
We caused our
Perhaps-
own trouble.
Yeah, we kind of have.
Now, hold on.
Oh no, he's the worst one in this.
She goes, I disagree. I think all of this has been beyond your control. What do you know of Vector?
He's kind of a dick.
He has nice shoes.
He's very crafty and, as kids said, kind of a dick. Can't
All of
take a
these are
joke.
true. All of these are true, but he's also very compassionate in his own way. The fact that he still takes care of me when he has no reason to. What he's trying to do is... I'm not sure I agree with it anymore, but in its own way, it is... Vector is a troubled man, for either by destiny or by self-imposed. It doesn't matter now, but perhaps you should at least understand what's happening and why you're in so much danger. I've had a long
Immediate
time to
or in
think about
general?
things. Sorry, say that one more time.
Immediate or in general?
Both, I suppose.
Oh shit! Surveillance check.
Roll me. What are we normally using for your surveillance check?
Perception.
Yeah. Roll me perception at advantage.
Okay. I love how many times I'm just gonna keep all these moments of oh yeah I should do this as canon for
Yeah, there's cameras around.
Do I see like any bugs or just, or I guess that would be sense electricity.
the type of cameras you see are audio and video.
In the
Great.
room specifically?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
I was wondering if you were going to look. She goes, I was a teammate of Vector's a long time ago before this disease caught me. The last one left alive, the two of us. And she kind of wheels past Kid and Lucas and goes to her desk, opens a drawer and pulls out something. She goes, fond memories. Are you familiar? And she holds out an insignia of a Corsair.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, this got interesting.
Yes, we're familiar with Corsairs.
I thought so, given who your father was. We were Corsairs. Well, Vector still thinks that he is. I suppose maybe he is technically. All of this. I'm so sorry you got caught up in it, but Vector sees it as necessary. I'm sure he has left clues or reasons for why he does what he does, but as you said, he is very skillful at deception. He always makes you look left when it goes right. Do you know why the Corsairs exist? What their purpose is?
Time travel, flexibility, something about bounty hunting.
Balancing the timelines.
Mm-hmm.
It is very dangerous when the timelines split. It is possible for two beings who are the same person from two different timelines to come into contact with each other, and when that happens, catastrophe beyond your imagination that could threaten all of existence happens. It has only happened once in Corsair history.
Yeah.
It is in fact the catalyst, that is called, that caused the Corsairs to rise up. The wake-up call, I suppose you could say. Have you ever been told what that catalyst was?
Not familiar really with Corsair legends.
I think I remember.
Two beings found themselves untouched. And while no one's sure exactly what happened, every soul on the planet they were on, all 5 billion of them, died. And the planet is uninhabitable, even in my original time. It tore the very fabric of space-time. You can see how dangerous something like that would be. But you could also see that it is, in a horrible way, a good thing. Because of it, people realize the dangers of time travel. The Corsairs were created, and the Corsairs have done so much to protect the timelines and save lives. At least that's the way it was supposed to be. But then a Corsair saw his wife be murdered and ran off on his own, leaving his son to follow a different path than history intended, and leading that son to unintentionally cross paths with the individual who's supposed to cause the catalyst, drawing them off course. Vector and I learned of this from a prophecy. Learned who was supposed to be the cause of the catalyst, and that they had been thrown off course by events. Small ones. Vector is desperately trying to ensure that the catalysm happens so that the Corsairs are born.
Do they not exist at this particular time yet? Like the seer, I mean.
The prophecy?
The Corsairs.
Oh, the
As an
Corsairs.
institution.
Time is strange. As
Yeah,
of
I feel
right
that.
now, as of right now, the catalyst has not happened yet. And until the time passes where it should happen, things are on course. But if the time of the catalyst passes and it does not take place, everything will change. So you could say yes for now. That is why Vector is so intent upon you. Isaac, your father, caused a chain reaction far beyond what he understands.
So why did he have Isaac's father try to kill me and Kid? Why is he working with them then?
He's not working. Is he working with Isaac's father?
Yep.
Did they know the identity? I don't remember now.
So, no, what you guys know is that Vector let slip that the person who murdered his wife's children were there as kind of a way to draw you against each other. Not quite the same as working with each other.
Okay.
Kind of a using your enemies against you type of thing.
Anna will, like, just to keep it, like, not to change much, Anna would probably consider that working with, to be honest.
Sure. And she would shrug and she'd go, I don't know the details, but I do know that he's after the one that causes the catalyst to bring them back on course.
Wait.
You keep saying that, but who is it? Or is that something we're not allowed to know?
Her eyes fall on Lucas. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong here? Like this world just wasn't quite for you?
Jesus Christ, really?
Lucas thinks for a second. I mean, there's things that cross my mind, sure.
Lucas, you are from another timeline. I don't know how, I don't know why, and I don't know when you crossed over, but your original self is out there somewhere on a planet. And in 2 months, you're supposed to meet them and touch them and destroy the lives of 6 billion people along with yourself and create the Corsairs.
Well, that stinks. I want to explode. I think that's what happens, right? No, you said you didn't know what happened. No.
No one that was alive to see it stayed that way.
Then how do you know it was Lucas?
That's a good question.
If no one survives, how's there a story? That with that kind of detail.
Because I have a rare gift. I can see certain things, and Vector trusts in me. I cannot prove it, but Lucas, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, you are the catalyst. And Vector believes it with all his heart and soul. And he believes that sacrificing 6 billion lives to create the Corsairs and stability in the galaxy is a worthy cause. And he does not need you alive to do it. He simply needs your corpse.
All right. I mean, the whole over my dead body thing is obvious, so. He's like, kind of breathes in a little bit, like looks around at the ceiling. Well, I have to say, the ends are pretty out there, but I've had similar situations. Some people hunting me down, wanting me dead.
Vector
Lucas,
will stop at nothing.
Yeah. Stinks.
And with that, you hear from one of the cameras a very familiar voice, a voice of Vector. It says, "Damn you. Damn you all. She was not meant to be a part of this.
From where do we?
And
hear
you're not
this?
sending assassins after my sister right now?
You hear the voice from the camera, Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Vector goes, I'm doing what I must. You heard the conversation. You know what must be done. Trillions of lives. Reality itself is at stake.
She said billions.
Billions will die when the catalyst takes place, yes. To save trillions more. To save reality itself. Without the Corsairs, who knows how many of these anomalies would happen? Reality could tear itself apart without someone there to protect it. Without us.
Find another way.
I mean,
Now hold on. No, all these guys have pretty good points. We could have just talked this out from the beginning, guy. I had to trick me a none. Now, you say this is not supposed to happen. If the Corsairs not happen, so many anomalies will happen, so many would people die. Now, I'm trying to figure out, because like I have a particular stake in this. I mean, my existence at stake was, billions and trillions, and those big number things. So if I don't do this, they don't get made. But if another catastrophe happens, the Corsairs don't get made. Is that what I'm hearing?
If the catalyst does not take place, the universe will not be shaken out of its apathy enough to make something like the Corsairs. It took a statement like that for the universe to realize the danger that people like you pose.
Can we put a pin in this particular conversation?
Yeah, actually, give me about 30 seconds. As this is talking, well, actually, the Vector will just keep on going. He'll say, but this was supposed to be between us. She was my only friend, and you took her from me. Anna, you have a very high passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
You notice through the window, off in the distance, something catches your eye.
Is he about to snipe the fucking wolfen?
Anna, do you go investigate at all? Or take a closer look? Actually, you have those telescopic eyes, don't you?
Oh shit, I think I do.
Yeah, I didn't
You
take
kind of
those.
zoom in to see, and you see off in the distance, about 1,000 feet away, in a skyscraper, 3 windows are opened up, and 3 large laser assault cannons are spinning up. And Vector says, I can't risk her being used against me. And we're going to end the session there.
yeah.
Mm.
Holy shit.
Okay.
I hate him.
I hate him.
God damn it.
That's his friend.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
But
well,
now she's a liability.
thank you guys for watching. We'll see
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Holy fuck. Bye.
Bye.
See y'all later. Bye.